So the other part of drafting is understanding that we have a three-part structure. So the first part is the introduction, and this is where we answer some really important questions. Who is the audience? What is the purpose? We identify contexts that are important to understanding the thesis, and we actually present the thesis to our reader. So the way we diagram, if you will, the structure of the introduction is we have an equilateral triangle that's resting on its tip. And so the first section is the attention getter. And this is where we identify the reader. Now, we don't say my readers for this paper is, right? But we let them know who we're talking to by the nature of what we're saying, right? So we may say things like, parents are very concerned about the presence of guns on campus, in K through 12 schools, right? If that's my opening, then I'm indicating that parents are my audience, perhaps. Now, I might say other things in the introduction that actually show something else. So, like, if I follow that up with something like, when anyone is running for political office, therefore, they must realize that a significant number of their constituency are parents or family members who are looking very closely at their stance on guns on campus, right? So by that second sentence, I've actually said, no, I'm really going to be talking to the people running for office. So again, this is what we do in the introduction to really start clarifying who our primary audience is. We also want to say something that will get their attention. And we do that by making it clear how an issue is connected to them. The next section is the biggest part. This is background and context. So this is where we give information to the reader that they need to know to get them up to speed on the issue that we're tackling. We might need to define terms. We might need to give them some dates. We might need to set a limit. Since 2011 or something like that, so that they know we're not talking about anything that happened before 2011, just since 2011, right? That's what I mean by context. And then ultimately, we reach that most narrow part of our introduction, which is our thesis statement. It's always the last sentence of our introduction. The next section is the body. For standard academic essays, you're usually looking at 3 body paragraphs. And each one will develop a different point of support for the thesis. And all body paragraphs are unified around each specific point of support, right? If you throw in more than one support, you lack unity, and that's a bit distracting and confusing. So when we're developing the body paragraphs, I use the acronym MEET to break down the different sections. So M is for main point, which is for a body paragraph, a topic sentence. This is usually the first sentence of the body paragraph, and it is what you are saying to support the thesis statement. So when you've got a thesis, you've got to give us reasons to explain why you think it's true. And those reasons are specifically your topic sentences, right? They should never be a quote or a summary from someone else, because they are your argumentative reasons. So they need to be stated as your point. And then you can bring in other sources in the other part of the body paragraph. So here are some examples of topic sentences that clearly support the thesis statement. So the first thesis we were looking at was about the unintended and harmful consequences of letting people carry guns on SSC campus. And so, just 2 samples topic sentences would be, in an active shooter situation, crossfire could wound or kill students. So that's obviously an unintended or harmful consequence, right? The second unintended or harmful consequence is that police might not be able to determine who the real danger is if people are carrying guns on campus, right? So that you can see how those are arguments that support this person's contention, right? The second one, who is arguing for guns on campus by saying people should support the latest proposal, who want safer environments. Well, here the first topic sentence expresses that budget cuts have harmed security personnel. So the rest of the topic of the paragraph is going to explain how guns on campus can help us bridge that budget gap, right? And the second one is about the difficulty in actually policing a campus. You know, like airports have one terminal and you all can be filtered in through the same area. So everyone has to go through that scanning machine and a pat down. We don't have that on college campuses. So again, this person is saying that allowing people to carry guns would help us, you know, deal with that problem of such an open area.